Every time I have to hear, oh, it's WWE's fault. It's a certain company's fault. It's the powers that be that doesn't get them over. They're giving them the screen time. That the promotions job is to give these guys the platform to get themselves over, man. Every time I hear over if I create this character, right, in a show that I create, what's the biggest privilege I'm giving the character? The material and the gimmick that he has to and the character he has to portray to make sure people are more invested. And if the people buy the merch, if people like his character, if people like the aesthetic, guess what? I give him more screen time. I give him more importance, or hell, I increase his value into the type of show that he's in. That's getting over to the standpoint right now. He elevates more people watching because just think about all the Japanese books, all the cartoons, all the adult animations that up in Netflix. Any other person that would have been like, dude, Castlevania has a show, dude, they would have avoided. They hear it's good and they like the characters and they find them cool. They want to watch more of it. More people are gonna get more invested because unlike pro wrestling right now, they're not only trying to cater to a subculture. They're a show willing to target more things to make sure more people watch. That's the issue that WWE has an issue with. That's an issue with AEW completely has an issue with, and why it's not going to grow. They don't want to grow because people still think it's good that they only get over on their fan base, not an outside fan base. You have guys like Elias and Rick Boogs shouting out their catchphrases, and knowing their references, getting to like them personally for who they are, how they behave, how they talk, how they walk. Like you get what you want from this guy. This guy is entertaining. I want to see more of that guy. He's over to me. I can tell who he is, and I want to be like, that guy looks cool. That's getting over. Outside of the wrestling sphere, that person conflicts with an eye catch. The same thing with The Rock. See this big puff dude with enough charisma to get a whole ballroom, like a whole award show capacity to laugh at whatever the hell he says, because that guy garners that he wants to get your attention. No wrestler right now looks like if you put him in a room with a bunch of celebs, they don't get your attention. Honestly, like you can see that right now. Who in the hell on the roster is gonna get over? You have Bray Wyatt, all the Fiend hype, the Swamp Cultist gimmick. That was the better gimmick, by the way. You can say whatever you want in the comment section. I don't care. Uh, all the creative control, his talking ability, and most of what he's been doing. Yeah, he generated buzz for fans to care about him. No other people wanted to see him. No one wants to see some fat weirdo wearing a burnt condom pig mask coming around, just wobbling around, just being a rip-off Undertaker Kane. He's not interesting. That's not gonna captivate people. That's not being over. Sure, reinventing yourself does work for certain wrestlers. It does. But looking at the modern take of wrestling, they really need to hit outside the box if you want to grow. That's how other businesses have it. That's why there's nothing wrong having a casual audience. And if you do garner over that casual audience, some of them could be more uh, regular if you keep consistent. That's the thing with the casual audience. It grows your regulars. Because whenever you want people to be uh, in your bar, right? You, you want to make sure that you garner enough attention to have a regular person get into your bar. You impress them enough, the quality's good, the drinks are good, the customer service is good, the place looks comfortable, and and they can bring certain people that they know to this place. the more that they become irregular. That's how it works. The same thing with pro wrestling. If it looks presentable and good enough, more people can watch. It's not like that now. And they blame the company. They don't blame the servers. And the wrestlers are the servers. And it's their fault they can't turn shit into gold. And it just astonishes me how they're only blaming Vince. You have a 7 foot black guy. Can't get over. Karrion Kross wearing some BDSM dumb sex mask. Can't get over, even though he looks like a serial killer. You can make a character out of that. The New Day are just silly black men. You can't get that over. Honestly. There is Elias that can get over. I'll blame booking on that. But, just it's just like a YouTuber, bro. Is it the algorithm? Okay, it's somewhat YouTube's fault sometimes why certain channels that are good that can't grow. But if you had 2,000 subscribers and you're only averaging at least a quarter of what you even have audience wise, what's the problem? Your content's not that good. There's the same thing like stuff like Fresh and Fit that has like 200K, 400K subs, and they only garner 2,500. That's not growing your content. You're making the same content. The real reason why certain commentary channels grow is because they go over a variety of content, trying to garner a lot more mindsets uh, over it. They're not trying to give their own narrative. They're trying to create a discussion. And whenever you create a discussion, more people can get into the conversation, garnering a lot more accessibility. That's what makes commentary grows. That's what made pro wrestling grow. A lot more fun factor, a lot more characters, and just a lot more to get behind. And like the whole bullshit of like it's only the wrestling company's fault why they can't get over. Look, the only reason like companies flop like this is they're just allowing too much creative freedom for the wrestlers that don't know what they're doing. Most of the roster in the WWE is a bunch of indie guys. These guys don't know how TV work. They don't know how to garner over their subscriber count. They don't know how to cause a viral video because you don't know viral wrestling videos unless you're a sick asshole that likes seeing Japanese women hurt each other. And that one person that saw that botched shooting star press where the guy fell first on his neck. That's viral. What was viral for WWE at the time was Kane coming out every oh my god moment, cool stuff involving chair shots, TLC matches, high spots, over the top characters, cool promos, over the top, just obscene stuff that made you want to be like them. What makes you want to? What person, if you can see right now, you want to be like these guys? I can at least hear that one kid wants to be like John Cena. You want to be a buff, everyman, likable, charismatic guy that looks like a leader. I can get that. I don't like John Cena, but I can understand the personification of that's a guy that's a face of something that I believe in. You can understand that. I can understand that. You don't. You look at Roman Reigns, or like you look at Kofi Kingston. These guys don't look like leaders. These guys don't look like cool people. None of the main roster look like cool people. They're just all upper mid carders. And for certain people, that's okay. But WWE's over the struggle of getting certain wrestlers over, and some parts of it are their fault, but it's mainly the wrestlers' fault because they're employees. They don't just stand there and they'll get over. They have to make sure that they get themselves over in the certain predicament that they have themselves in their position in the roster. And just knowing that this is like still an issue to this day, and why the ratings are down, is because all these modern wrestlers don't want to try. They don't want to take advice from the legends. They don't like constructive criticism. And they're not even understanding the factor that, hey, I can still reference something that was mainstream 20 years ago, but I'll defend myself even though where I'm working and what I'm supposed to provide to do is not getting as popular of what it was 20 years ago. All the excuses, bare minimum of improvement, the bare minimum of accountability. You're seeing this off a lot of pro wrestlers. And just knowing, like, all the talent, all the production, all of the opportunity that a lot of wrestling companies can have to, spread their business out there. And the bare minimum they can get, more people are talking about YouTube drama than they are about pro wrestling. Even though pro wrestling used to be as big to even overshadow Super Bowls. Freaking Super Bowls. And now you'll see like a clip of some guy doing a thigh slap on the super kick. That's the highlight of the week. That's it coming from me. I just want to get my 2 cents on this because I've been hearing this over a lot, and how you can blame the creator and not the owner and not the employees. You can blame the manager and not the employees. It's dumb. It's dumb mentality, and it shows why WCPW went down the fritz. Shows you why Ring of Honor won't grow. It will show you why Impact Wrestling has been in a decline since 2010. It will show you why AEW even got the bare minimum after a guy literally took a 7-year hiatus. Only got them like under the ratings they got when they first aired back in 2019. They're just not impressive. It's not that exciting. And most of it is the wrestler's fault. But that's just my opinion. Hopefully you guys can get it over the comment section down below. I want to hear what y'all got to say. I think I had something involving Jungle Boy that I wanted to upload the time when people thought he had, said he got stage fright. And don't think it would be the perfect time to upload it now. I'll talk about it in a certain video whenever I'm involved in AEW. So that's it coming from me.
That was stupid. It ain't gonna draw a dime. Not a dime. Benoit, Guerrero, Perry Saturn, the blonde-haired guy that was a skateboard guy for a while that looked kind of good but never drew a dime. I don't know. Shane Douglas. And I said, I just saved our company $2.5 million a year because they never drew a dime. Not a dime. Not a dime. I knew when people stopped watching, who they were watching, when they were tuning in. Those guys never drew a dime. I don't know what they were doing in the wrestling business.